Alright, everyone, time to take a look at the second episode of the day, which is The New Hero Has Arrived. On a rainy, thunderous night, the train where Byakko Shinken was placed remains still within the darkness. At Dowager headquarters, Kaku meditates when he hears the voice of Yufeng speaking to him via his key, saying that another Ranger will soon be born, and they will be called Kiba Ranger. However, the Gorma are aware of this and are making their move. The Sufei advises him to protect the Byakko Shinken and allow for Kiba Ranger to be born before vanishing. Lightning strikes once again as the eyes of the tiger-hilted sword glow, hitting a small store while speaking to a boy named Ko as he sleeps. The next morning, Ko escapes through town, telling others to get out of his way as he flies high in the air after nearly hitting a biker and then stealing milkshake from lovebirds while tormenting them. Eventually, Ko arrives at Rin's apartment where he witnesses her for the first time. Whenever her name as she asks what he wants. Ko then announces he'll be Rin's little brother, Sergeant Dave, before grabbing onto her left boob, claiming they're small and creeping her out. Staring at her, Ko says Rin purse, forcing her to give chase as he skates away. An episode of Kia, as Rin spies Shoji to help her catch the boy. He dares Ko to escape, but the boy leaps over him with a skateboard, telling him to catch him if he can. At a nearby shrine, Ko abandons the purse as Shoji and Rin catch up with him, wondering where he is, as Rin is surprised nothing was taken. Ko spends to searching as the voice tells him to return to Rin's place. Ko tells the voice to show him his face and says using telepathy, but the voice tells him he wants to surprise the boy. Shoji eventually hears rustling, thinking it's the thieving boy, but strange protrusion with the face emerges from the trees. For his leg is grabbed by a lock of hair, and he's dragged and scared by a bizarre Gorma female, forcing him to crawl away. Dragged and scared by a bizarre Gorma female, forcing him to crawl away. Rin asks what's going on. He glimpses a ghost as the three strange Gorma minions emerge before him, yelling at them for tricking him. Shoji were transformed to fight the trio, who wear themselves as the three ladies of hell. The leader, the humanoid, introducing herself as the eldest of the trio, Lady Ring. The one to her left, who stretched out her neck, her younger sister, Lady Necklace, and the one to her right, who tagged with her hair, the youngest, Lady Earring. Lady Ring declares the Sanwi Itaiken, which has her sisters leap over her arms kicking Tenma Ranger and Holo Ranger before she attacks, leaping over her sisters. The two of them then pull out their blades but force the Davengers to diamond rods, both three ladies crushing them. The Timoters introduces Ko to the Gorma before being distracted by a rickshaw, arriving with two more Gorma, Jiro Tenpao, an older male, and a boy named Akumaru. The three ladies continue to fight as the other Dai Rangers survive with Shishi Ranger, shooting them with the Dai Buster, for Akumaru fires an arrow into the air, breaking the three ladies' dimension. The three ladies soon turn into beautiful human forms as Lady Ring asks to postpone their battle. The trio stating as long as the three ladies exist, they'll offer Kiba Ranger's birth, surprising Rin of its existence. Tenpo and Komara continue to try to buy until Ko spots them. The boy seeing the boy in white, and the journal wonders if anything is the matter. Gorma saying there isn't, and there is nothing before the two continue to ride on. The voice guiding Count tells him not to let the Gorma stop him telling him to follow his destiny and pull the Byakko Shinken to become Kiba Ranger. At Dai headquarters, the Dai Rangers question Kaku about the new Dai Ranger, the leader confirming Yufeng's words and revealing him as Kiba Ranger, confirming why the three ladies were there. Shoji feels happy there will be a new Dai Ranger, while Kin and Kazu wonder who they'll be. Kaku says the team must find and protect the Byakko Shinken immediately. At another temple, Jam stares at the score and at Akumaru and the three ladies. Tempo wonders why he should be so rude, to the boy saying that his son is merely paying him a visit and scoring his awful father while offering the boy candy, which he rejects. Tempo states that Byakko Shinken must be found and the birth of Kiba Ranger must be stopped. And it's Akumaru who was entrusted with the job. Zeta and Gara wonder how the boy is able to handle this, but Tempo said that the Senate decided this. Even as a child, Okumura was skilled enough to handle the job. Tempo soon leaves the workshop with he and the three ladies, also preparing to leave. Michelle wonders what reason he has for standing in their way. It's another place that he was given up for adoption when he was born, and due to the abandonment, he considers himself General Tempo's son and refuses to take orders from him, leading to him and his servants leaving. At Rin's apartment, Koa tore the entire place apart in search of something, discovering a bag which the voice confirms is a Yufei left for him prior to joining the Byakko Shinken. Looking at a picture of the other Dairangers, Koa is excited he's about to be as strong as the Dairangers themselves as Rin arrives in the apartment, yelling him for being there and merely breaking into her apartment. Wondering how he broke in, Koa reveals the key he stole from Rin's purse, making him realize that was what he stole, while he wonders if Rin should keep her room neater, which shows he was the one who ruined it, and forcing him to give the keys back to her and leave. Only doing so after giving her another grope by grabbing onto her left boob again and knocking her out before the voice tells him to go. Before the voice tells him to get to Byakko Shinken. Rin uses his keypad to unlock her apartment, but sees the boy having leapt out with a rope and riding off, the girl yelling for him to return. On a rooftop, Okumura checks on Lady Necklace, who is doing long-distance spying, discovering the shrine with Byakko Shinken. Koa quickly rides on a skateboard with the voice telling him the Gorma had found it as Rin rides after him. Koa entering the shrine, hiding once again in the bush, before she discovers the Byakko Shinken in the stone, but suffer from approaching by Lady Earring. Okumura sees the Dairangers should interfere as Rin transforms to fight back, shooting Lady Earring with her gun as the three ladies surround her. Rin fighting them with a diamond rod before being assaulted by their team attack. Koa panics seeing Rin attack until Rio kicks away Lady Earring as the other Dairangers arrive. Should you say they can't let them have a weapon that makes them as powerful as they are as the males transform. As the Dairangers fight, Koa wonders what he can do since he can't escape what he got himself into. However, Byakko Shinken is certainly worse, making the sky lightning striking everyone near the shrine as the voice tells for him to go for the sword. The boy runs towards the sword amidst the storm. He shows some fear, but then just grabs the sword and pulls it out. Being struck by lightning as the voice states that it's now free, being revealed to be Byakko Shinken itself, speaking to him. Introduces himself, stating to call him Byakko, and they'll be partners as he becomes a Kiba Ranger. Telling him to pull the pouch from Rin's apartment, Koa attaches and uses his own Kiba chamber. Using his power to transform into a young adult/teenager change their form, this way the child will get instantly captured and become a Kiba Ranger for the first time. As the sky clears, Byakko tells Koa to go wild as he leaps through the trees and flips through the shrine before he has to use Ki, making him explode rocks, while with Kickback throwing him back as he pronounces himself as a Dairanger, and the boy leaping around with his now young adult body. As everyone realizes he's there, Kiba Ranger leaps out of the woods as Byakko becomes Kiba Ranger's new voice. Nazo probably has a new howling star, while telling Okumura and the three ladies to retreat, which will only do as Koa laughs at his new power. Yeah, I'm not quite sure that's a good idea there, buddy, but hey, what do I know? So let's take a look at a note from this episode. This episode features a visual variation of the opening, beginning with the Kiba Ranger and displaying clips of the Dairangers fighting the three ladies. So overall, I think this episode is kind of interesting, and hey, we finally got a new Ranger, so that's good. So, yeah. So overall, I give The New Hero Has Arrived 4 Megazords out of 5. Anyway, tune in as we took the final episode of the day, The Secret Byakko-chan. So until then, in the words of Zordon, may the power protect you.